Let us start with prayer. Guru Brahma, Guru Vishnu, Guru Devo Maheshwara, Guru Sakshat Parabrahma, Tasmai Sri Gurave Namaha. Okay, sir. You can
Right.
continue, sir.
So now this was the chart of the native, and the date, the timings, the rectified time. Murthy ji has already discussed in your class. And if you look into the marriage of this native, the marriage of this native happened on 9th of May 1997. 9th May 1997. So what we do is we'll directly post this date, 9th of May 1997, and the timings was 003000. Okay, now this was the transit chart on the date of the marriage, and here we have Jupiter, Saturn, Sun, Moon placed in different houses. Now, before I proceed ahead of this, and I just draft out the method that how I'm to predict the first childbirth for this native, that what is the appropriate year in which the first child is born to this native, I will first of all focus upon the ascendant sub-sublord just to check it out whether the ascendant sub-sublord is giving the promise of the first child to this native or not, and then I'll also focus upon the fifth sub-sublord. The ascendant sub-sublord is Sun, fifth sub-sublord is Mercury. Now, if I look into the significations of Sun, it involves in 11, commits by 2, 5, 11. So it is giving a strong promise for the event of the first childbirth. And the final confirmation is also by 5, 3 and 5. And now, if I look into Mercury, which is the fifth sub-sublord, it involves 11, commits by 2, 5, 11, and final confirmation by 2, 3, and 5. Again, is giving a strong promise for the event of the first childbirth. Now, that is the first point, that before proceeding to know the date and time of the first childbirth to this native, we have to first of all check about the promise, whether the child is promised to this native or not. So, Sun, the ascendant sub-sublord, and Mercury, which is the fifth sub-sublord, both are giving a strong promise for the event of the first child birth. After checking it out, now the next point is that I will look into the planetary significations of all the planets starting from Sun to Ketu to find out that which of these planets is a strong significator, which is a weak significator, and if there is any planet which is not giving the significations for the event of childbirth. You look at Sun. I've already discussed involves 11, commits by 2, 5, 11. Final confirmation 5, it is okay. Next planet Moon involves 2, 5, 11, commits by 5 and 11, and then final confirmation by 11. This is okay. Mars involves 11, commits by 11, and final confirmation by 5. It's a very, very weak planet. Do you know why it's a weak planet? The reason is it is involving 11, committing 11, and final confirmation by 5. There is no 2 appearing over here. No 2 appearing in the significations of Mars, which means Mars is a weak planet, very, very weak planet. Okay, so the next one is Mercury, involves 11, commits by 2, 5, 11, final confirmation 2 and 5. Okay, Jupiter, 2, 5 involvement, 2, 5, 11 commitment, and 5 final confirmation. This is okay. Venus involves 11, commits by 5, and final confirmation by 5. And here also, what you find is there is no 2 in the significations of Venus, which means Mars and Venus, though can act as the Dasha lords, but they will not act as the Bhukti lords, Antara lord, Sukshma lord, and Prana lord. So neither Mars nor Venus can appear as Bhukti lord, Antara lord, Sukshma lord, and Prana lord. The next planet is Saturn, 2511, 2511, 511, a very strong planet. Next is Rahu, 2511, 2511, and then it is 11. Okay. Ketu involves 5 and 11, commits by 5 and 11, 2, 5, 11, and final confirmation by 5. This is okay. So, out of the list of these 9 planets, what I observe is that I have 2 planets. One is Mars, and second is Venus. Both are very, very weak planets, can act as Dasha lords, but in no way they can be Bhukti lords, they can be Antara lords, they can be Sukshma lord, and they can be Prana lords. Is it okay? Now, that is the second point, that we have to look into the significations of all the planets to find out that which among these planets are good to give the event, and which are the planets, if any, which are unable to give the event. So, I have located here 2 planets, Mars, and the second one is Venus. Okay, then after this, what I will do is the third point, which is important in analysis, that I will have to look into the co-rulers of the second cusp, co-rulers of the fifth cusp, and co-rulers of the 11th cusp. 2, 5, and 11 are the 3 cusps responsible for the event of the first childbirth. So, writing down the co-rulers of the 2, 5, and 11, what I find is that among the planets, among the planets which I am getting over here as the co-rulers of 2, 5, and 11, Saturn is the strongest. Why it is the strongest? It is appearing in 2, appearing in 5, and at the same time appearing in 11. Right? So it is co-ruler of all the 3 houses which are involved in the event of the childbirth. So it is very strong planet. Then the next one is Mercury. Mercury is sub-sublord of second cusp as well as fifth cusp. So it is co-ruler of 2 cusps, 2 and 5. Then Jupiter, it is 2 and 11. Then Moon, Moon is only the co-ruler of fifth cusp. Then Ketu, Ketu is having a PS and appearing in the 11th cusp. And then you have Sun, which is a sub-sublord of the 11th cusp. So I have Saturn, Mercury, Jupiter, Moon, Ketu, and Sun. These are 6 planets which are co-rulers of 2, 5, and 11. Apart from this, as Ketu has got a PS, and Ketu, represents Mars and Venus. So I can say that both Mars and Venus are also posited in the 11th house. Thereby, Mars and Venus also becomes significator of the 11th house. And then the next planet is Rahu. Rahu, does not have a PS, though it is present in the fifth house. I cannot select Rahu. Okay, so I cannot take Rahu. So, in a way, now if you look at the list of planets, then as many as 8 planets bearing Rahu, every other planet, you know, is a co ruler of the second house, the fifth house, and the 11th. Either the second house, or 2, 5, 11, or 2, 5, or it is 5, 11, or it is 11 alone. Except Rahu. Rahu without PS is posted in fifth house, so we will not consider it. Thereby, out of 9 planets, 8 planets they are co-rulers. And I have already discussed over here that in the list of these planets, Out of Mars and Venus, which are weak planets, every other planet is a strong significator of the event of the child birth. Now, that is three different points which are important before analyzing. First of all, you'll have to check the ascendant subsublot, whether it is giving a promise for the childbirth. Then you have to select the fifth subsublot to find out whether it is giving a promise of the childbirth. And if both are committing and giving the promise of a childbirth, we proceed to step number two, which would mean checking out the significations of all the planets to find out planets which are not capable of giving the childbirth, or just to see if all the planets are giving the event of the childbirth. Then the after having analyzed all these planets, the third important point is that we will have to look into the co-rulers of the two second house, fifth house, and 11th house to find out that if there is any planet which is not a co-ruler of 2, 5, and 11. And here we find that except Rahu, Rahu is also posted in the fifth house, but except Rahu, all other planets are co-rulers of either 2, 5, 11, or 2, 5, or 5, 11, or 5 or 11. Okay, is it okay?
Sir, Rahu is the resident of the five, na?
How?
It is very strong. This is also strong planet.
Which planet?
Rahu.
See, it will participate only in transit. It will participate in transit. It can also participate because, see, look here, Rahu is a significator. If you look here, Rahu is a significator. Rahu itself is not a co-ruler, but it's a strong significator through Jupiter, Saturn, and Mars. Saturn is
What
the
about
strongest. Saturn planet is the strongest, which is a
what about
co-ruler of 2, 5, and 11. Thereby, if you look at all the planets, check the subsublots. All planets in which the subsublord is Saturn are strong planets to give the event of childbirth. Sun, sublord is Saturn. Mercury, sublord is Saturn. Saturn, sublord is Saturn. Rahu, sublord is Saturn. Ketu, sublord is Saturn. So these are very strong planets that can give the event of childbirth because they have already been occurred by the star lord. Star lord of all the planets is giving yes for the sublord to make a final decision whether the event is likely to happen or it is not likely to happen. Yes, now your questions, please.
sir, is it Ketu is strong?
Ketu, of course, why not? It is 5 and 11, 2, 5, 11, and then it is 5.
At the same time, Rahu also having the 2 5 11.
Yes.
Then Rahu is not suitable for
See, try to
the
understand.
particular
You are just confusing the two things. You are confusing the two things. What did I say? Rahu is not appearing as a co-ruler of 2, co-ruler of 5, and co-ruler of 11. Okay?
Hmm.
It is not a co-ruler. That is what I said. But it is a strong significator of the event of the childbirth because it is involving 2, 5, 11, committing 2, 5, 11, and final confirmation through 11. So it is a strong significator, 7 and 11. It's a strong significator. That is what I said.
Sir, Ketu also not a coroller of the 2 5 11.
Who says?
They give
What you are doing? You are not checking it. Yes, virtual subsolve law.
okay, sir.
Okay, just check it out here. 11th house. It has a PS and is the virtual subsolve lord of 11th house. So that is why I said it's a co-ruler. That's
Comparatively,
why I
Rahu,
said
comparatively Rahu and Ketu is Rahu is not having the PS. That's why Ketu is eligible for the childbirth.
yes. Why not? Both are
How?
eligible for childbirth. Rahu is eligible because eligibility of any planet depends upon the significations. It depends upon the significations, right? If it is signifying and strongly signifying, giving a strong promise and then getting a final confirmation of yes through the subsublord, then you say it's a significator for the event of childbirth, right?
as I informed you, Lagna subsubplot
See, okay.
has to match with the moon star lord. Is it can be matched with sublord moon sublords also? Is it okay, sir?
No, no, it is okay. Nothing wrong with it. What is given in the book also that sometimes the sub-sublord, see, you have to match the moon star lord with the ascendant sub-sublord. Okay,
Sir. Sir.
right? It is okay. We have to do it because ascendant sub-sublord will take a few minutes to change. It will take a few seconds to change, right?
Okay, sir.
Now, okay. If at the same time the sublord is also matching with it, it's okay. Nothing wrong with it.
Okay, okay.
Nothing wrong with it,
No,
right?
star lord is not matching, but sublord only matching. That is right.
No, no, but you have to adjust, sub-sublord takes hardly a few seconds to change.
Okay, sir. Okay, sir.
See, a sign changes by, a sign over here changes by 2 hours. Starlord changes by around 40-45 minutes. And then you have 45 minutes split into, divided by 9 give you
Nine.
that time period. So sub lot takes a very small time. सूक्ष्म प्राणा लॉट तो बहुत जल्दी जल्दी चेंज हो जाएंगे, they will change very fast. So ascendant sub lot could always be adjusted, so that it matches with, it is linked with the moon star lot. This is one of the essential conditions, right? If it is not, if it is not linked, we have to link it by selecting some other sub-sublot. Okay.
Okay, okay, sir.
After going through these 3 points, first checking the promise, second checking the significations, third finding the co-rulers. Now we have to proceed to analyzing that what would be the appropriate time when this native is likely to have the event of first child. Okay, so that is what we need to do. Now, the date of marriage was 9th of May 1997, and this was the arrangement of the planets. This is the transit chart on the date of marriage. Okay, this is the transit chart on the day of marriage. Now, suppose, immediately after the marriage, the native, the lady, say, uh, she conceives. Now, after conceivement, it will take approximately 10 months period of time, right? Before 10 months or before 9.5 months, the event of childbirth cannot happen. Is it okay? It is not
Yes, sir.
possible,
Yes,
right?
sir. Yes,
So
yes, sir.
then what we will do is we will add 10 months to this particular period. Okay? And when I add 10 months to this particular period, then the date will be 9, because 7 and 5, 7 and 3, it will be
March.
9th of March 1998. Okay, this implies that the birth of child cannot happen before 9th of March 1998. Okay, now when I look into the transit chart on this particular date, what do you find? That Jupiter is transiting in Aquarius sign and is transiting in a position which is 12th to its own sign. Am I right? I have been talking about this point time and again. Jupiter is transiting in Aquarius sign and Jupiter is 12th to its own sign. Is this transit favorable?
No,
Answer
sir.
is
No, sir.
absolutely no. Okay,
No.
right, right. The transit of Jupiter in Aquarius sign is not favorable. What I need to do is I look at Jupiter, it is at 13 degrees 56 minutes, which means I will have to advance the time so that Jupiter from Aquarius sign changes or shifts to
Pisces.
Pisces. Okay. So for this purpose, Since it is at 13 degrees 56 minutes, I will advance it by 1 month each. When I do it by 1 month each, then Jupiter will advance to the Pisces sign on 9th of June 1998. Okay, 9th of June 1998. Is it okay? Now, on 9th of June 1998, if I look into the Dasha, Bhukti and Antara, you have the Dasha of Jupiter, which is favorable. You have the Bhukti of Rahu, which is also favorable. We have already seen in the cuspal interlink table that both the planets are favorable for the event of childbirth. And if you look into the Antara, what you find is the Antara of Venus is not favorable. Do you remember it?
Yes, sir.
Yes,
Look
sir.
at
Yes, sir.
look
Yes,
at
sir.
Venus,
Venus and
Venus
Mars.
has only 555.
1155, right? So this period is not favorable, and it means if Venus Antara is not favorable, then I'll have to see that Venus Antara will run up to 3rd of October 1998. So I change this date to 3rd of October 1998, and the timings are 16:30. So I make it 16:31. Okay. After Venus Antara, now which Antara I'm going to have? It is Sun, then it is Moon, and then it is Mars. Okay. It is Sun, it is Moon, and then it is Mars. Now I have to find it out whether these Antaras are okay for the event of childbirth or not. Now, here is that you have to now analyze this table. If you look at Sun, it is giving a promise of it is giving the say involvement of 11 and commitment by 2511. Okay. Now in at ये किसी का डिस्टरबेंस आ रहा है, ये मूर्ति जी ये बंद करवाया करो, ये डिस्टरबेंस बहुत है पीछे से.
सत्यनारायण
हाँ जी. So back to our topic. Now, Sun is involving 11 and it is committing by all positive and negative houses. Okay. If you look here, 2, 5, 11 are positive. Then you have 8 and 12 negative to the fifth house. 1 and 9 negative to the second house. 6 and 10 which are negative to the 11th house. Is it okay?
No, so Sun is not okay then.
And at the same time, if you look here, no, we will not focus here. Here you are getting both positive and negative houses. It is fine. Involving 11, involving both positive and negative houses, it means the final result is to be given by sub-lord. I have repeated many times that in such cases, when you have both type of houses present at the sub-level, then the final answer, whether the event will happen or not, is to be given on the basis of the significations of the sub-lord. Okay. So the sub-lord here, now both positive and negative houses, and the sub-lord here is giving 1, 3, 5, and 9. Right? Now, appearance of 2 is must. Look here. Second house is negated by 1 and 9. 1 and 9 are, since 1 and 9, they negate the second house. Although there is the presence of the fifth house, this Sun will not become a fruitful significator for the event of childbirth. I repeat again. Involvement of 11, okay. Final confirmation by both positive and negative houses. We have to proceed to sub-sublord, and at the sub-sub level, 5 is appearing, and at the same time, 1 and 9 are also appearing. 1 and 9 are two such positions which will negate the second house. Okay, so it means now we are talking about the event of what? The event of the child coming to home. Since 1 and 9 are there in Sun at the sub-sub level, they will not permit the event of the childbirth. So Sun here is not a favorable planet. Okay,
सर और एक बार बोलते हैं सर.
okay, I repeat again. See, after Venus, Sun will appear as the Antra. After Sun, it will be Moon, and then it will be Mars. Okay. Now,
Sir.
we have to check it from the cuspal interlinks table that is it possible to have the childbirth during the Antra of Sun? The answer is no. Why? Involving 11, commitment by 2, 5, 11. Also, commitment by 1 is there, 6 is there, 9 is there, 10 is there, 8 is there, 12 is there, both positive and negative houses. So we will have to concentrate on the sub-sublord. In the sub-sublord, we are getting a positive house, 5 and 3. But at the same time, we are also getting two negative houses, 1 and 9. The appearance of 1 and 9 is a negation to the second house. And since here we are talking about the addition to family through the child, thereby Sun, though is a significator of the event of the childbirth, yet it is a weak planet that will not permit the event to happen. Is it okay?
Yes,
Okay,
sir.
sir. Okay, sir.
Sun is gone. Now let us concentrate upon Moon. Let us look at what Moon says. Now in Moon, the involvement of 2, 5, 11 is there. Okay. And the commitment by 5 and 11 is there, along with 4, 8, and 12. And at the final confirmation, it is 11 alone. Right? See,
Sir. Sir.
in involvement, you have all positive, negative houses. We are not concerned. What we are having is 2, 5, 11 at the involvement level. A strong involvement. Commitment by 5 and 11. Good commitment. At the same time, commitment is 4, 8, and 5. 4, 8, and 12. Okay. And 4, 8, and 12 houses, they negate the fifth house. Right? They negate
sir.
the fifth house. Okay. Okay. So, fifth is again reappearing. So, we have 2, 5, 11 involved. Commitment through 5 and 11. Final confirmation through 11 is there. And since Moon has got a PS, in
Yes.
Moon, what you find? 1359.
Sir.
What did you find over here in the sublord? It was Moon.
Sir.
What you are finding in Moon here, Moon has a PS, is a having positional status, will give the results, strong results of 1 and 9. Right? Strong result of 1 and 9 means it will negate the second house, which is appearing in the involvement. It will not permit the event to happen. So wherever Moon will appear as a sub-sublord, it is not going to permit the event to happen. Okay. See, this is
Yes,
very
sir. Yes, sir.
important. This
Yes,
is
sir.
very
Yes,
important.
sir.
This is
Yes,
very
sir.
important. Right? So Moon
Yes,
is
sir.
appearing here, Moon is appearing here, Moon itself is having positional status, appearing in 1 and 9. So Moon also will not be in a position to allow the event. The next one is Mars, and Mars again is appearing in the sub-sub of Moon. It will not allow the event to happen. And Mars we have already discussed, involving 11, committing 11, final confirmation by 5. Event is not going to happen. Okay, so in the transit chart, Now we were left with which antaras? Sun, Moon, and Mars.
Rahu.
And Sun, Moon, and Mars. So neither Sun nor Moon nor Mars they are allowing the event to happen, nor Venus, which means the Rahu Bhukti will be gone. If
Yes.
Rahu Bhukti is gone, then what does it mean? Jupiter Dasha is over.
Jupiter.
If Jupiter
Yes.
Dasha is over, then the event of the childbirth can happen only in the
Saturn.
Dasha
Saturn.
of Saturn, right? Now, most of you have concluded it has to be in Saturn Dasha. Some have stated it has to be in the Jupiter Dasha, right? This is how you have to make a conclusion that why Saturn Dasha.
No, while workout, we checked with only Jupiter and Saturn, because after Jupiter it's coming Saturn. That is why we checked with
But
Jupiter, Saturn.
look here, look here. The point is
Sir.
you can't say that Jupiter will not give the childbirth.
Okay,
No,
sir.
sir, my
Why?
logic was, my logic
Look,
was,
I'm just coming to the point. Let me just complete it and then I'll come to that point. See, Jupiter, if you look at Jupiter, Jupiter is also in the subsub of Moon. Okay. It is also in the subsub of Moon. So one
Yes,
reason
sir.
you can say like that. One reason you can say like that. But at the same time, if you look at the significations, it can act as a Dasha Lord. Why?
Yes, sir.
Involving five, commitment, strong commitment by 2, 5, 11, final confirmation by 5 will allow the event to happen. It can act as a Dasha Lord.
Okay, sir.
Right? It can act as a Dasha Lord. So, as such, it can act as a Dasha Lord. Is it
Okay,
okay?
sir. Yes, sir. Yes.
Now, here, Jupiter could have acted as a Dasha Lord, but it did not give the event, because if you look at the time after marriage, the Jupiter Dasha will run up to which time? It will run up to 1999. 20th of March 1999, from the date of marriage, 9th of May 1997, almost say it is 1 year and 9 months, right? So the childbirth could have happened in this particular period, but it did not happen. Why it did not happen? I have already given the answer, that why we have to finally select Saturn as the Dasha. Okay.
Yes, sir.
मेरा logic ये था, my logic was, since like in that cuspal table,
Hmm.
in Jupiter, the bhukti level 5 is not appearing. And we learned that to select the bhukti, the sub level, that primary house should appear. So I completely skipped Rahu because
Ha ha
5 is not
ha.
appearing at sub lord
Yes,
level.
that is okay.
Final
Nothing wrong with it. Yeah,
confirmation.
nothing wrong with it. That is okay. It is
Okay.
fine. It is fine. See, a Bhukti Lord has to be strong. But for childbirth, any planet can act as a Bhukti Lord, which involves five commits through 5 and 11 and final confirmation through 2, 5 and 11. It can also act as a Bhukti Lord. Okay. And the point which you have raised here is that since Jupiter is not appearing as the co-ruler of the fifth cusp, so you have not selected it. Okay. But if you look at the other part, now the mistake which you are committing is Jupiter is the sublord of the 11th house. Am I right? It's a co-ruler of 11th.
Yes, sir.
Yes,
Yes,
sir.
sir.
Yes, sir.
Any
That
planet.
final confirmation, I misquoted the A because I uh, confused between the terms. So that sub
Okay, okay,
level
okay.
was written there, na? So that's why I was saying sub level,
Okay,
because
okay.
in that table at the top sub level is written. I meant the final confirmation is not showing 5, so
No,
that's why I didn't
no,
select.
no. Final confirmation is showing 5 here, na?
No, no, in
Jupiter.
Rahu, after we add the 10 months,
No, no.
the bhukti comes to Rahu automatically.
Rahu
But
is.
Rahu cannot give because 5 is not there
No,
because
no, 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 no. That's an incorrect answer.
okay.
See, involvement of 2, 5, 11, commitment by 2, 5, 11 is enough. At the final confirmation, it may be 2
11
or
is there.
5 or 11.
Okay, okay.
It
I
can
Rahu,
be.
remember
Rahu,
reading it like the Bhukti Lord should have the primary house
No, no,
there.
no, 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 no.
Okay.
No, it
Rahu
is.
also is eligible. Rahu also is eligible.
Yes, is eligible.
Am I right?
Yes, 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 yes.
Okay.
Right?
But
Is it
sir,
okay?
in final confirmation, negation was 12 also there, sir. Even then
No, no,
also
that will not. 12
that
alone
will
will
not
do
work.
nothing.
Okay, sir.
See, time and again I have been telling to your group that these houses work in combination.
Okay, sir.
Alone one will do nothing.
12
One with
will be
nine.
second
One,
to 11 only, no, sir.
yeah, one with
So
nine will
that will be
definitely,
positive only.
yes. So it will not make any difference at all, right? So appearance of 12 alone does not make any difference. Okay. Appearance of 8 and 12 means 8 means some kind of surgery. 12 means hospitalization. Cesarean operation could be there during the childbirth. But appearance of 4, 8, and 12 means termination of pregnancy. 4, 8, and 12 means abortion. 4, 8 of 12 means losing your child. So, in a combination, when it is 4, 8, and 12, it is damaging. When it is 8 alone, doesn't make any difference. When it is 12 alone, will not make any difference. 8 and 12 means hospitalization with a surgery. That is all what we can conclude, right?
So
4, 8, and
sir,
12 means something else. Yes.
can we take 1 minute, sir?
Haji,
4
Haji.
means 12 to 5. So 4 whenever 4 is involved, it is a abortion.
No, no,
8
no,
is
not
like
four
not
alone. No,
necessary.
no, not like this. Not like this.
Mm,
Appearance of four alone would mean there is delay in the childbirth due to some
okay,
reasons. Okay.
okay.
Appearance of four alone means that without 8 and 12, four has no meaning. Four
No,
also would four also would mean education at the primary level, isn't
no,
it?
when we are considering childbirth.
No, no, no. But how could you say that four in childbirth cannot be taken?
No, because it fell to 5.
No, 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 no. It's not like that. See,
Not
that
like
is why I am telling you the importance of the combination. Four alone in childbirth doesn't mean anything. It can simply mean delay in childbirth due to some reasons.
okay,
Four
okay,
alone will never mean abortion. Four
okay.
alone will never
4
mean termination.
okay,
Four with 12,
okay.
this is damaging to the fifth house. Why? Because 4 to the fifth house is 12th house and 12 to the fifth house is 8th house.
Okay,
So
sir.
both are damaging. You have to take it like that.
Okay,
To
okay,
to
sir.
to any primary house, three houses are very damaging. One is 4, other is 8, and the third one is 12.
That means combination of the 4 8
All
12.
4, 8, 12. Every
Yes.
primary house. मैरिज में 7 है तो टेक 4, 8, 12. चाइल्ड बर्थ में 5th है टेक 4, 8, 12. For job it is 6, take 4, 8, 12 to 6. So this is how you have to, you know, see that
Okay.
which combination is favorable and which is not favorable. Is it okay? Any more questions,
Yes, sir.
please? Right. And Saturn Dasha would start on 20th of March 1999. So I will substitute the date here, 20th of March 1999. And the timings would be 16:55. 16:55. Okay. Right. So now I'll be having Saturn Dasha, Saturn Bhukti. Okay. Is Saturn Bhukti okay? Answer is yes. Why? Because Saturn
Saturn
is
is
a
strong significant.
Strong
strong
significator.
significator. And if you now look at the co-rulers, Saturn is appearing at 2, appearing at 5, and appearing at 11. That is why it's a strong planet. So it is involving all the three houses, the primary house as well as the supporting houses. Thereby, it can be repeated. Hence, Saturn will be repeated as the Bhukti Lord.
It has PS also.
Yes, Saturn will be appearing as the Bhukti Lord also. Okay. Now, after Saturn as the Bhukti Lord, now we have to fix the Antara Lord. Right? So, Saturn as the Bhukti Lord means what? That the event of the childbirth can happen from which date? It can happen from 20th of March 1999 up to 23rd of March 2002. Okay, so the childbirth event is likely to happen within this period. Now, after selecting the bhukti, we have to select the antra. Now, how do we select the antra? So on 20th of March 1999,
Jupiter transit.
1655. Yes. Let us look at the transit of Jupiter. The transit of Jupiter is in the Pisces sign. Lord of Pisces is Jupiter, and Jupiter is a significator of the event. Okay,
Yes, sir.
there is no problem with it, right? So now, how do we fix the Antra Lord? How can we fix the Antra Lord? How do we find out that which among these 9 planets can be a suitable Antra for the birth of the child? Can anybody suggest?
Position of
Mercury,
sun.
sir.
Position of sun, sir.
Mercury.
No,
Mercury.
Saturn. Saturn transit also that observe.
Saturn transit is important, right? Jupiter
And sun,
transit is important.
and sun also position also important.
Sun also, the position of sun is important. Now,
Saturn,
Antra
Jupiter and Sun. Saturn, Jupiter and Sun.
appear as Antra Lord? Answer is no.
No, sir.
Why?
Because
The
already
reason
two
is,
times we have given.
yes, I could have taken
Energy
Saturn for
levels.
I could have taken Saturn for the third time had Saturn been posited in the fifth house. If you remember, I think last to last chart I have discussed this point that any planet could be repeated
Yes,
2 times or 3 times depending upon its significations. That it is a co-ruler of the primary cusp as well as the supporting cusp, and at the same time it is also posited with a PS in the primary house. Then it could have been repeated for the third time as well. So Saturn here cannot be repeated for the third time. Okay,
Okay, sir.
right. Now, if Saturn cannot be repeated for the third time, then the next Antara is Mercury. And Mercury, if you look here, is the sub-sublord of the second house as well as the sub-sublord of the fifth house. So Mercury is again a strong planet,
Strong significator.
strong significator. Why it is a strong significator? The other reason for Mercury being a strong significator is that Mercury is, you know, present in the sub of Saturn and in the sub-sub of Mercury. And if you remember, if Mercury is present in the sub-sub of Saturn, I have pointed out right in the beginning that all planets which are appearing in the sub of Saturn are strong planets to give the event of childbirth. Okay, so here, now, then what should I do? I should select Mercury as the Antra. Why Mercury as the Antra? Because Mercury satisfies the condition to be a Antra Lord. And what is the condition for a strong Antra? It has to be a co-ruler of the fifth cusp, or has to be a co-ruler of the second and fifth cusp, or it has to be a co-ruler of the second
11th
cusp,
cusp.
fifth cusp, and the 11th cusp. So Mercury here satisfies the condition. It is a strong significator, and at the same time it's a co-ruler, it's a sub-sublord of the second house as well as sub-sublord of the fifth house. Since it's a sub-sublord of second and fifth house, it will strongly give the event, hence Mercury is selected as Antra Lord. Okay, up to this point, if Mercury is Antra Lord, it means that the childbirth is now likely to happen from 20th of March 1999 to 13th of February 2000. Okay,
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir.
20th of March 1999 to 13th of February 2000. Now, Saturn Antra will be over by what date? 10th of September
2002.
1999. So, I will have to change the date to 10th of September 1999, and the timings would be, it is 1655. Okay, here it is 1617. So, it is okay. Now, here I get Mercury as the Antra. Now, when I'm getting Mercury as the Antara, then what is the period in which the childbirth is likely to happen? From 10th of September 1999 up to 13th of February 2000. Within these 3 to 5 months, the childbirth is likely to happen. So, this is how you shorten the period by selecting suitable planets which can give the event. Is it clear up to this point?
Yes, sir.
Sir, please repeat. Saturn can select a third time. Please repeat, sir. At what reason?
Saturn could have been selected for the third time had Saturn been the co-ruler, has Saturn been posited in the fifth house, which is the primary cusp. Repeat हुआ क्यों? It is repeated because it is a co-ruler of primary house as well as the supporting house. That is why it is repeated. It could repeat for the third time if it was also present in the primary house, that is the fifth house. Then Saturn would have been the anthra. It's a rule that any planet can be repeated 2 times, and if it is to be repeated for the third time, then that particular planet has to be posited with APS in the primary house. And since Saturn is not appearing in the fifth house, so we have not selected Saturn for the third time. Okay,
Okay, sir. Okay, thank you, sir.
right? So we were talking here now, the time period we have shortened for these how many months? 5 months. The childbirth is likely to happen in these 5 months, and these 5 months are from September up to February. Right. Now, to proceed further, we have to select the Sukshma. Now, the Sukshma is to be selected by selecting the transit of Sun for these 5 months. Now, on 10th of September 1999, Sun is present in which sign?
Leo.
It is present in Leo sign. Okay, it is present in Leo sign. So for 5 months, now Sun here is how many degrees? 23 degrees and 28 minutes. So it means it will hardly take how many days? 7 days.
6 7 days.
7 days to change over to the next sign. So if I count from here the 5 signs into which Sun can transit, it will be Leo. Second is Virgo, Libra, Scorpio, and Sagittarius. Within 5 months, Sun can only transit in these 5 signs. Am I right?
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
Okay, now I have to see that which among these 5 signs, which are 5, 6, 7, 8, and 9, is the stronger to give the event of childbirth. Okay, so if you remember, what did I point out in my last lectures? For
Planets
this
opposite.
purpose, I will have to focus upon, particularly for the transit of Sun and Moon, I have pointed out that we will have to focus upon the planets posited in the
2 5 and 11.
2, 5, and 11. So in 2 it is Saturn, in 5 it is Rahu, in 11 it is Jupiter and Ketu. So I have 4 planets with me: Saturn, Rahu, Jupiter, and Ketu. Okay, Saturn, Rahu, Jupiter, and Ketu. Rahu and Ketu do not have any sign, right? Rahu and Ketu do not have any sign. They are not lords of any sign. Is it okay?
Yes, sir.
Right. So then I am left with which planets?
Saturn and Jupiter.
I am left with Saturn and Jupiter. I am left with Saturn and Jupiter. Saturn is the lord of which sign? 10 and 11.
Mm.
Jupiter is the lord of 9 and 12.
9.
It means
Dhanu Rashi.
that Sun transit will be favorable in which sign?
Dhanu Rashi.
Okay, not in sign number 5, not in 6, not in 7, not in 8. It will be in
Sagittarius.
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 Sagittarius. So then What I'll do is I'll advance it. First, I have to advance it by 1 week so that it shifts to this house, and then I have to advance by 1 month each. Here it is, right?
सर जरा सन का ये सैजिटेरियस में सिलेक्ट करने का थोड़ा और एक बार रिपीट कीजिए सर काइंडली.
हाँ, उसमें मैंने what did I say is I have pointed out in my previous lectures कि when we are to check the transit of sun and moon, then what we do is we first of all focus upon the planets which are posited in the primary house and the supporting house of the event. Primary house is 5th, supporting house are 2 and 11. So the first important point is that we shall focus upon the planets posited in the second house, fifth house, and 11th house, if any. If suppose there are no planets, then we will have to look upon what the planetary significations and have to find out which is the strongest planetary signification that gives the event. ये disturbance बहुत ज़्यादा है, lot of disturbance, Please, I have 1, 2, 3, 4 planets with me. Saturn in second house, Rahu in fifth house, Jupiter and Ketu. It is in the Bhava chart I am to see. Jupiter and Ketu in the 11th house. Rahu and Ketu are not sign lords. They are not the lords of any sign. They can only appear as what? Star lords. Rahu will appear as star lord in sign number 3, sign number 7 and 3, 7 and 11. Ketu appears as star lord in 1, 5 and 9. So Rahu Ketu, since they are not lords of any sign, I am left with 2 planets. One is Saturn and the other one is Jupiter. Saturn is lord of 10th and 11th sign. Jupiter is lord of 9th and 12th sign. It means that the favorable position for the transit of sun will be from which sign? 5th sign. 6th is not there, 7th is not there, 8th is not there. It is 9, 10 and 11, and 9, 10, 11 and 12 are there. These are the favorable positions. So I will have to fix sun to which sign? Sagittarius sign. And sun comes to the Sagittarius sign on which date? 17th of December 1999. Okay. Any questions, please?
Yes sir, thank you sir.
Right? Is it now? Look here. Sun is in Jupiter sign. It is okay because Jupiter is appearing in the 11th house, and the star lord for Sun is Ketu, and Ketu is also appearing in the 11th house. I have already pointed out that Ketu and Rahu can appear, both can appear as star lords because they are the favorable star lord for the event of marriage. So Jupiter sign, Ketu star lord. Okay. After having fixed sun, the position of sun, now the next thing is what we need to do is we have to look at the sukshma. It is Rahu is the sukshma, right? When you fix the position of sun in the sign of Sagittarius, in the star of Ketu, then automatically which particular sukshma I am likely to have on 17/12/1999. On 17/12/1999, the Sukshma Lord will be Rahu.
Rahu.
Okay, so Rahu is automatically fixed. It means Rahu is a suitable Sukshma for the event of childbirth. Is it okay?
Yes, sir.
After this, now we have to fix the Prana Lord. And the Prana Lord can be fixed by the transit of moon. Right? And the transit of moon, again, which positions are favorable for the transit of moon? The see, Rahu Sukshma starts from 6th of December 1999 and proceeds up to 29th of December 1999. Okay, we have already reached which date? 17th of December 1999. So, the position of moon from 17th December 1999 up to 29th December 1999. How many days are involved?
12.
12 days are involved. 12 days involved means how many signs moon will move? Five signs.
5 signs.
Five signs.
5.
Okay, five signs. It means moon can transit from Pisces to Aries to Taurus
Taurus.
to Gemini to Cancer and finally to Leo. Because moon here is 19 degrees, na? 19 degrees mean almost 1.5 days they are gone. Do you get the point? Out of 2.5 days, 1.5 days are gone. Are you getting this point or not? See
Yes,
the
sir. Yes, sir.
Yes, sir.
see the I have to check the transit of moon from which date? 17th day of December up to 29th day of December. There are 12 days. And in these 12 days, if I shift moon, say if I change one day each, moon will change to this sign, right? Just in one day it has changed, even less than a day. Is it okay? So how many signs now moon can move further? From 18th up to 29th.
Mm. 11 days.
From 18th up to 29, it is almost 11 days. Okay. So 11 days would mean what? It would mean again that maximum it can travel to which sign? Leo sign. It
Leo.
is 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5. These are only the five positions into which moon can transit. Aries, Taurus, Gemini, Cancer, and Leo. Now, what do you think among all these is important? Mars, not possible.
Yes, sir.
Transit of moon in Mars, not possible because Mars is not giving the event we have already discussed in the beginning.
Okay.
Look at
Okay, sir.
Mars.
Mm-hmm.
Is it giving the event?
Mars is very weak.
Very weak, not giving the event. Okay. So Mars is not giving the event, right?
Even Taurus also will not give the hint.
Taurus
Venus.
also will not give the event because it is Venus.
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 Okay.
Mer-
It means
Mercury.
transit.
Neptune.
It
Gemini,
means
Mercury.
it Gemini, Cancer, and then finally Leo.
Mm.
Okay.
Now it
Cancer
means
moon again will not give. So Gemini,
Moon
Mercury.
will not give. So we are left with Gemini. Gemini will not give. Why?
12th to its own sign.
Third.
Yes. Yes.
12th to.
12 to its own sign.
Yes.
Then what is the
So
favorable
Leo,
position?
Leo, Leo, we are left with Leo.
Leo. We are left with Leo. Or Leo may what will be the first star of Leo? Ketu.
Yes, sir.
Ketu
Ketu.
only will be.
Ketu
Yes.
will be the first star, and Ketu is already present in which house? 11th house with a
Yes.
PS, right?
Yes.
Ketu is present in 11th house with a
11th
PS
house with Jupiter.
with Jupiter. It's having a PS. It means Ketu can act as a star lord. So what I will do is I will just have to shift moon from here into Leo sign. I just move forward. It is on 26th December 1999. That is the date at which the event of childbirth, the first child, happened to this native. Okay. Time is
Yes,
not.
sir.
I have not decided the time so far. I have not decided the time so far. Time is to be adjusted on the basis of which it is to be done on the basis of which? On the basis of,
Runner.
Fifth rulers.
yeah, it is on the basis of fifth core rulers. I have to adjust the
Fixing of the
ascendant.
fixing of the ascendant, fixing of the moon.
Yes, that is what I need to do. Is it okay?
Yes.
So the birth of the child happened on 26 1999. See, we have not flouted any rule of cuspal interlink. We have systematically proceeded by keeping the same points in mind. Yes, what I have modified is I have given you an idea because this thing is not given in the books, that how you need to find out the transit, the appropriate position of the transit of the Saturn, Jupiter, Sun, and Moon. And once you know it, you can easily come to the exact point, exact date at which the birth of the child is likely to happen. Is it clear? So it is 26th of December 1999, the date of the first child to this name. Right?
Sir.
After this, we have to fix what? We have to fix the ascendant. Okay, we have to fix the ascendant.
Yes,
Now,
sir.
ascendant here is which sign?
Gemini.
Gemini. Okay, this is okay.
Mercury, okay.
Mercury sign is okay. Nothing wrong with it. It is
Yes.
in Gemini sign. In Gemini sign, now what we have with us? In Gemini sign, we have three stars, and the three stars are Mars, Rahu, and
Mars,
Jupiter.
Rahu, and
Mars,
Jupiter.
Rahu, Jupiter. Mars, Rahu,
Mars,
Jupiter.
Mars, Rahu, Jupiter. Okay, first point. Now, what is important here? The important point here is that the sign of Mercury is okay. I have to fix the ascendant on the basis of which the co-rulers of the fifth cusp, and primarily I have to focus upon the sub-sublord of the fifth cusp, then the sublord of the fifth cusp, and then the star lord of the fifth cusp. If I look at the fifth cusp sub-sublord, it is Mercury. Fifth cusp sub-sublord is Mercury,
Okay.
right? And any planet which is in the star of Mercury, Jupiter. Okay.
Acha.
Any other planet which is in the sub of Mercury, no planet. Any planet which is in the sub of Mercury, Mercury itself.
Okay.
It means Mercury is representing two planets. One is Jupiter, other one is Mercury. Okay. Now, if you see the Dasha Bhukti, Antara, and Sukshma here, if you just look at this point, then the co-rulers of the fifth cusp, which is Saturn and Mercury, they are appearing as Dasha, as Bhukti, and as Antara. The co-rulers of the 2, 5, and 11, the combined co-rulers of these will appear as Dasha, Bhukti, Antara, Sukshma, and Prana. Okay. Now here, so Mercury is linked to which planet? Jupiter. Mercury itself is there. Then look at Saturn, right? Saturn is appearing in its own star. Sun, Mercury, Saturn, Rahu, and Ketu. Sun, Mercury, Saturn, Rahu, and Ketu. Am I right? See how you fix the ascendant sub-sublord. The ascendant sub-sublord has to be fixed on the basis of the co-rulers of the fifth cusp. Primarily, we have to focus upon the sub-sublord and the sublord as well as the Dasha, Bhukti, and Antara. The Dasha, Bhukti, and Antara here are Saturn and Mercury. It means the two planets of keen interest to me, they are Saturn and Mercury, right? Mercury is appearing as a star lord of Jupiter. So it is representing only one planet, that is Jupiter, which means Jupiter can act as a star lord. Okay. Then when we look at Saturn, Saturn here is representing how many planets? Sun is one, Mercury is the other, Saturn is the third one,
Saturn and
Rahu,
Rahu
Rahu,
also.
Rahu and Ketu.
Hmm.
Rahu and Ketu. So
Yes, sir.
it is giving you how many planets? Sun, Mercury, Saturn, Rahu, and Ketu. 5 planets.
Hmm.
5 planets. Okay. So now here it means if I am having Mercury as the Rashi Lord, then Mercury is the ruler of, Lord of two signs. One is Gemini and the other one is
Virgo.
Virgo. Okay. So what does it mean? What does this mean? That either it is the Gemini sign at which the childbirth is likely to happen, or it is the Virgo sign at which the childbirth is likely to happen. Okay, ये point clear है? Is this point clear?
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
Okay. Now the question is that I have selected here the planets which are Sun is one, Ketu is the other. Okay, Sun and Ketu, right? And then the other one are Mercury, Saturn, and Rahu, and one more planet, that is Jupiter. So the choice of planets to be adjusted here, first of all, I'll have to focus upon the
Mercury.
sign. It has to be Mercury,
Hmm.
because Mercury is the Antara Lord, that is one. Mercury is the sub-sublord of the second cusp. Mercury is the sub-sublord of the fifth cusp. That is why the sign of Mercury is important, and Mercury is a strong significator because Mercury is placed in the sub of Saturn, which is a strong significator of 2, 5, and 11. So Mercury
Yeah.
is very, very strong. Now the question is, out of two signs I have to select, should I select Gemini or should I select Virgo sign? Okay,
In Gemini, it can be Rahu or Jupiter star.
it can be Rahu star, it can be Jupiter
Jupiter
star,
star.
Jupiter star.
In
In
Virgo,
Gemini,
it's only Sunday. Sun.
it
And Rahu is representing Moon and Saturn both.
Rahu is representing Moon and Saturn both.
And in
No,
Virgo,
Rahu
it's
is
only
Venus and
Sun.
Jupiter.
No, no, in the transit chart, sir. Chinese
Transit mein.
chart.
Okay, okay,
Yeah.
okay, okay. So now, which sign that is favorable?
Gemini is favorable, sir.
No,
Because in Virgo, it's only Sun.
no. Gemini is not favorable.
Oh.
Gemini is not favorable. The event will not happen in the sign of Gemini. See, how does the ascendant rises? It is by the interplay of Sun and Moon. When Sun and Moon interplay, you get the ascendant automatically. Now, in Gemini sign, the event of the childbirth is not going to happen. In Gemini sign, we will be having stars of Rahu and Jupiter, possibly which can be there. And in the Virgo sign, okay, that is sixth sign, we'll be having Sun, Moon, and Mars. So Moon and Mars, they are not favorable, right? So we are left with only one sign, that is Sun sign.
Sons.
And if you look at the details for this, the childbirth of this native happened on 26th of December and the timing was 23:40. And look here, it is Mercury Sun, Jupiter,
Yes.
and Rahu.
Yes.
Right? That was the time at which the birth of this child happened. Now, how do you can conclude it in another way? Look here. No. I tell you another simple way. How do you come to this conclusion? Why Virgo sign? See, the ascendant rises by the interplay of sun and moon. Okay? Sun and moon. If I am taking this Gemini sign, sign number 3, right? Please focus on this point. I'm giving you a short method, a trick, how to get this Virgo sign. One is by this method, and second is how you get it. See, sun and moon, when they interplay, you get the ascendant. Appearance of moon in the sign of Mercury, because if I take Gemini as the sign, then transit of moon for this sign is not favorable. Transit of moon for this sign is not favorable. I have to select a sign in which the transit of both moon as well as sun is favorable. Transit of moon in Gemini sign is not favorable because it is 12 to Cancer. Okay. And transit of sun is not favorable in Cancer sign because it is 12 to the 5th sign. So the transit in the sign of Gemini, in the sign of Cancer is not favorable. We have to proceed to which sign? 5th sign,
Virgo.
Virgo sign, right? And I've already pointed out now, if you focus here, since Mercury is the sub-lord of the 2nd and the 5th cusp, so I need to have the sign lord fixed as Mercury. And I've already pointed out I can have two signs. One is Gemini sign and the other one is Virgo sign. So here transit of moon not favorable, here transit of sun is not favorable. Then 5th sign, I've already pointed out, sun is not appearing as the co-ruler of the 5th cusp, not appearing as the co-ruler of the 2nd cusp, so I have to shift to the 6th sign, and that is why I have selected Virgo over here. Right? Now you can also do the same calculation by
Sir, I
taking.
didn't understand this.
Okay, I'll explain it. I'll explain it. You
Okay, sir.
can. The first method is what we have been teaching so far is that you have to select the ascendant positions depending upon the co-rulers of the 5th cusp. And the co-rulers of the 5th cusp, they are Mercury, Saturn, Moon, Mercury. Okay. And at the same time, we have also to focus upon the Dasha, Bhukti and Antara, which is again Saturn and Mercury. Saturn and Mercury are both appearing as the co-rulers of the 5th cusp. Okay. Saturn and Mercury. So then I'll have to look into the planets which are in the star of Mercury. Only one planet, that is Jupiter. Planets which are in the star of Saturn, you have 5 planets. Sun is there, Mercury is there, Saturn itself is there, Rahu is there, and Ketu is there. So in all, we have Sun, we have Jupiter, we have Mercury, we have Rahu, and we have Ketu, which can appear which can appear in the ascendant positions. Okay, is it okay up to this point?
Yes, sir.
Right. So if now you look at these, Mercury is one, Sun is the other, Jupiter is the third one, Rahu is the fourth. All these are the appropriate planets which can appear in the cuspal positions. Mercury is strong significator of 2, 5, 11. Sun is significator, Jupiter is significator, Rahu is significator. Here we have simply to check the significations. We have not to check the positive and negative features. It is not that we have to select this will give and this will not give. We have to simply see that whether they are giving the promise of 2, 5, 11 or not. Right? Is it clear, please?
Sir, what is the interplaying of the sun and moon? That is the, what is the meaning?
See, how does ascendant arises? When you fix the position of sun and fix the position of moon, their appropriate positions would automatically fix the ascendant. That is the meaning of interplay of sun and moon.
That means moon star lord and the sun sub lord. Am I right?
Moon star lords, नहीं नहीं वो तो अलग चीज है. That is something different.
Hmm.
What I am telling is that interplay of sun and moon means what? You have to fix the position of sun, you have to fix the position of moon. When you fix these two positions, then automatically the ascendant arises. That is interplay of sun and moon.
Oh, okay, sir. Right, sir.
By the arrangement of sun and moon, you fix the ascendant. Right? So,
So while
it,
arranging these two, we got Gemini. But
see,
why did we shift to Virgo? That I didn't understand, sir.
okay,
Is it
listen.
I
No, no,
have
no,
one
no,
point,
no.
sir.
That is one short point I was telling.
Okay.
Simple way, simple trick. See, I said that sun and moon interplay will result in the formation of the ascendant. Okay? The co-rulers of the ascendant are dependent upon what? Are dependent upon the positions of sun and moon. Right? Interplay of sun and moon means what? That you have to
Their
fix sun and
positions.
moon.
Yes, sir.
Once you fix sun and moon, then automatically the ascendant is fixed.
Yes, sir.
Okay. Now here, moon, which sign we were talking about? Gemini.
Gemini.
Okay, now I have two planets with me. One is Sun and the other one is Moon. One is Sun and the other one is Moon.
Yes, sir.
Okay,
Yes, sir.
now Moon, if I take into consideration Moon, then the sign number 3 will not be favorable to the position of Moon
But we are
because it
talking
is,
about ascendant, no, sir.
yeah,
Moon to mean moon we already fixed in Leo sign. It will
no,
be there for 2.25 days.
no, 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 no.
That we have fixed.
This is okay.
Uh,
What I am telling
Only
you is,
point is like 11th May there is sun appearing and sun was not appearing in the case of Gemini.
hmm,
That can also,
see.
yes.
That was just a short method I was telling.
Okay.
The short method is that I am talking about the interplay of sun and moon. Okay.
Hmm.
Interplay of sun and moon means that moon I cannot fix at third in the third sign. Sun I cannot fix in the fourth sign.
Okay.
Neither sun nor moon are fixed in three and four sign.
Yes, sir.
Okay. So what I was stating here was that I have two signs which are important. One is Virgo and the other one is Gemini, which will act as the ascendant sign lord. Clear or not? Okay. When I first time when I concluded, and the time that I calculated was based upon the appearance in Gemini sign. Okay. What I concluded, I tell you what I concluded. 26/12/1999 was okay. Mercury Rashi Lord and Star Lord, I took here instead of Rahu, I took here Jupiter because Jupiter is appearing in the 11th sign and Jupiter is appearing in the star of Mercury, which is a strong significator. So what did I fix was the time that I fixed was no. Venus cannot act as a sublord.
Yeah, this can be a possibility.
This is okay. And then Ketu, and over sub-sublord I fixed Ketu. Mercury.
Because yeah, the moon star lord is Ketu, that's why.
Yes. Yes. This was
Okay.
the time period what I predicted.
Hmm.
18 hours, 45 minutes, 20 seconds. Okay. This was what I predicted, which I thought. But I have been told that the time is 23:40.
Okay.
This is the time
That
period I have been told. The time for the birth is 23 hours 40 minutes. So 23 or 40 minutes is again Mercury.
Hmm.
It's again Mercury. It's again Mercury. So I don't know whether this time is correct or it is incorrect, but this is what I have been
18,
told. That the
sorry,
time of birth for
1845.
this child is,
1845 also is okay.
I calculated the time as 18. That was what I calculated on the basis of the theory, on the basis of what we have discussed so far. This is what I calculated, right? 3 hours 40 minutes. If it is 23 or 45 minutes, then instead of Gemini, I'll need to have Virgo over here. If Virgo is here, then the only star that I can fix is Sun. Sub and sub-sub, I can fix any planet.
Understood.
Like, whether it is 1845 or 2340.
See, look here. Jupiter is there in the 6 planets we selected. Mercury is there, Sun is there, Ketu is there. We selected 6 planets now.
Yes, sir.
Jupiter one, Sun other one, Saturn, Mercury, Rahu and Ketu. Rahu and Ketu. Right?
1845 also is okay.
It is okay.
2340 also is okay.
This is not to be true. I tell you, this is what I calculated. It's 2340. I don't know now whether it is correct or it is incorrect. No, have to be in the fifth sign. In fifth sign, which is the transit, because it is not appearing as a co-ruler. So we have automatically shift to the next sign, which is Virgo, which is Mercury. In a way, either 3 sign or 6 sign. These are the 2 signs which are favorable one because Mercury is sub-lord of second house, fifth house, and it is also appearing as the Antara lord. Very strong. And the other planet that is Saturn, appearing as Dasha, appearing as Bhukti.